Okay, my name is Rick, and welcome to this broadcast. I'm on number 38 of this project. We're trying to implement some tests using we're trying to implement a test of the Wordle game model. We're going to try to play this game and do some tests using this pretty basic test where we're just checking things and that the game behaves as we expect. Counts are what they're supposed to be, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to go off screen and just start working on this. And I also was running these tests here using this, but because of how things work a little better on the command line, I will do it on the command line here. Swift test. Let's see if this finds Wordle game model tests. Let's see if it finds that. Then, yeah, the game model is also here. And we haven't used endMessage, but we have these other functions like is1 that we can check, and is finished. That should be false. Down here, yeah, and so on. So we're just gonna build a couple of tests to convince ourselves that it looks good, because remember, we're going to take the main and convert it to use our game model. And if we have time, I might tackle this, taking its time here, I might tackle this to do, which is to clean up and rationalize the schemes, which are all these things here. Like, we don't need this package, may not be necessary. The mock, some of these I don't know if these are still valid, and yeah. So let's see, how's this doing? Oh brother. Yeah, I'm back to being a bit slow. Yeah, so here it is planning the build, even though I told it to do this earlier. Okay, so wow, once it planned the build, it probably had everything queued up. So I'm gonna go back off screen and start writing these, expressing this game inside of the test, and we'll see how it works when I come back. I came this close to talking into a muted mic. This close. As you can see, this test succeeded, and I feel good that we have some good functionality here. You notice I was thinking about doing some tests that are repeated in the letter guess test and so on. Well, this is a very high level test, so we could definitely go into the letter guess, and even this is in there, but it's not necessary. I think what is interesting is, watch this. I'm going to fail this manually, so this is going to fail. I just want to be sure that we would be able to find that this failed. So we purposely failed it at the last assertion. Let's see if the error message is good. Yeah, it's not good. It says failed with one failure, but which failure? There's two tests here: test create Wordle game modal and testAromaGame. So I mean, it doesn't even tell us which one failed. Oh no, here it does. testAromaGame failed. It doesn't give us any detail as to which assertion. So you can see that if we perhaps broke up the test into individual assertions, or we could pinpoint things a little faster, and the game would be maybe put into a variable here, perhaps, that we can then each individual test with a single assertion could reference it, and so on and so forth. We could do all that, but we won't, or I won't right now. I think given this progress, I might just start to tackle the rewrite of main. It's been a while since I looked at that, but since I failed this test, I am curious what happens if I pass in verbose. This is just going to print the commands. Then there's one more, which is list tests, filter, skip, this xunit-output. I'm going to put it here. I just want to see this XML. I tried to make this work offline and was not able to. Oh, did I get this error? Oh. Yeah. Let's see what this does. It's got the failure. Does it generate a XML file? See, it doesn't. If I go into the build directory, I just want to see if maybe nope, it's not in there. This XUnit one is intriguing because maybe if the report had sufficient detail, it might describe the assertion that failed. And the other way to see it is if I run this using Xcode. So I'm in Xcode now. I'm going to tell it to build and run the test by clicking on this icon here. Oh, I ran the wrong test. I ran this create one. I needed to run aroma. So I'm going to click on this, but let's wait for it to finish the test. Yeah, the test succeeded. I'm going to run this big test now. You saw how the build succeeded quite much faster. And now it failed. Hey, great. It actually shows where it failed here. So clearly there probably is a way to do this in the command line. That could be some good homework. I'm just gonna to do. Now, I'm going to go off screen again. What we'll do is go to the main program, which is this. And we will try to convert main to this type of model, to this kind of main, just to see it be converted. And this will really represent like the 92% completion of this project. So it'll be good to do that. Then there'll be things like this dimming keyboard that we can resume in earnest. And yeah, I deleted this. So, but yeah, we're really near the end of this project, and at some point soon, I'll talk about what we'll try to do next together on this stream. Really learn more Xcode and Swift, and just do some more hobby programming is what we'll do. But let me go off screen, and we'll go and try to make main look like this. Oh, but first I'll commit the thing, and then we'll get going on that. Hey, one of the things that I noticed is I have this variable guessCounter, which is the current count of what guess we're on. The model keeps track of that. It doesn't expose it as a parameter, so it doesn't expose it in a method. So I'm going to add that now. And I also was trying to fix this thing. Yeah. I wonder if maybe I have to do this. Yeah. So I wonder why it's not catching up with that, but let me go and make the change to the model to make it emit the guess count. Okay, I made a lot of changes. You saw here, I'm using this computed property mechanism, and I saw this earlier, and this is a good one to try to practice with a computed property. I am not going to make a setter, and I'm not sure. Yeah, read only computed property. So let me look at this. Read only computed. So how do I do that? You just remove the get and its braces. Yeah, that works for me. So Swift has some nice syntax for this, and let's see if this works. But how we would do that is through the test. So back in the test, we're going to say here we go into it, but here we can do this. It should be 4 when it's down here. Yeah, guesses count. Yeah, this is interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, guesses count here is 0. Guess count technically is 4. But the reason we add 1 to it is it is 1 more than the length of the array. Nope, that doesn't make sense. No, this is correct. Guesses count 4. Yeah, so this should be return guesses count. Yeah, it's going to be 0. So here, the guess count is going to be 0. And let's see, what does game view prompt actually do? Does it +1 this thing? Look at that. Nice. That's protocol. No, it doesn't. It's going to be 0 at this point. So we want it to be 1, and guess count. Yeah. So it really should be 1 plus the count of the guesses. If it's empty, then you're on guess count 1. If the count is 2, this is telling you the number of your guess count. Yeah, if you're on 6, that means you're ending. So right. So this means that when we're here, 0. Yeah, the length of it is 1. The length of this is 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so that's the guess count of 4. Might be worthwhile to do this with a. I'm going to run this test now. Might be worthwhile to do this as a real test, like maybe walk this game, which has 6, we can exercise that last condition. But build failed. guessCounter. You got it in. Oh, okay. So in the main, it's the test again. That was a compilation error in main. We'll run this test, and really the only way we can do this is do a game test, but I think I might want to end this session by doing a 6 guess puzzle, just like in the keynote, and then we can just be sure we're doing this case correctly. You hear I'm just hand calculating it. I'm just hand calculating this in the assertion. Okay, so it failed. See, so this is wrong already. Is it 5? Yeah. Right, because I added 1. So interesting. This is off by 1, and it's just something to be comfortable with when you're on 0. When you're doing this prompt, its guess count is yeah, I probably shouldn't spend too much time thinking about it too hard. I think I do want it to be +1. So it matches the idea of guessCounter, which are integer, positive integer numbers, 1 through 6, and this test will just have to be, changed to 5, because after you've entered aroma, the number of elements in the array is 4. That means the next guess count is 5, but you've already won, so you don't have to worry about that. So this test now will run. This test will succeed. But now it's the game, so maybe I'll code up the other one and be sure it actually finishes. Because we really want to see if this thing will do the right thing. Is 1. Yeah, so the test succeeded, and yeah. So I think what I'll do is let's play the game rather than make a new test that is the same as Craze. We'll just play the game and see if it works. The testing, see, we could be testing this. So let me do a test. Let me do it the right way. I'll go off screen. I'll code that up, and then I'll come back and then we'll play the game once the test passes for us. Okay, you see what I've done there. I've created a whole new test for Craze, and I've entered the new word here. Let's just go through it. At this stage, the game is not finished. It is not 1, but the guess count is 1 because we've not entered a guess yet. So the guess count that's coming is 1. We add a new guess. That is essentially, this is guess 1. Guess 1. Then we do the calculation. We check, is it finished? It's not. Is it 1? It's not. Yeah, Grail, okay. And the guess count at this point is 2. So now we put in our second guess. This is guess 2. And we calculate its settings for the row. Is the game finished? No. Is the game won? No. It's guess count. Now, guess count is is 3. So now I put in guess 3. And here we calculate it. CRA and M and P is not right. So now guess count is 4. And this is guess 4 now. And we calculate so close, crabs. Guess count is now 5, so this is guess 5. This is the last guess. Then we confirm that everything is good. Then we check, is finished? Yes. Is 1? Yes. And guess count is 7. Now notice in is finished, we do have this logic that says if the guesses count, it looks at the array and it checks how many guesses are in there. If it's 6, the allowed guesses, then we return true. So guess count is computed, and it's computed for human consumption, and it's the number of the current guess that you're about to enter. It also will have it here. Is 1. This is tricky because now is 1 for this one. We'll say you got it in guess count. Technically, this is not going to be 6. This is going to be this is going to be the number of guesses in there plus 1, which is 7. So here we would have to do it. We would have to subtract the guess count. This feels hard to me. You would have to, if it's 1, you just want to see what the guess number was, and so this would be done with -1, but to some extent it's almost as if guess count should be this should be up here. It should be the next guess count, which would maybe prompt a little better. because yeah, next guess count of 6. Yeah. So maybe that's what I'll do. And then guess count could next guess count. Yeah, you can see how tricky this is, and I'm not thinking this is something that should be designed, and for me this is a workaround, because what I want is to be able to announce how many guesses did you win it in. Reality, you know what, I am going to do it this way. I am going to do the subtraction, because I know you need to subtract. But I am going to also make a note here. No, I'm gonna put it in my to-do, where I will promptly forget about it. It's doing double duty, and whenever there's a mix-up like this, it's doing double duty. Yeah, guess count should really represent the number of guesses that you've taken, but I'm also using it for a prompt. So if you've not taken any guesses, it should be guess count. You know, I just convinced myself with that I'm going to say guess count. I'm going to not do it this way. And I'm going to say prompt guess count. And make this be that. And then in here, I will say guess count. Substitute guess count. Substitute guess count with guess count. This feels feels better to me. And guess count at the end should be 6. And prompt guess count should be 7. Now let's see if it's doing double duty. So I might as we have to represent it as 2 variables. They're computed, okay? So it's still one object that we're doing computation on, but it is 2 different meanings. So I've just built it. I'm telling it to build to run this test. Let's see how testCrazeGame works. That built. Oh, failed. Let me go all the way down to the bottom. Ricky. This is supposed to be 7. And this is what it's saying here, isn't it? Yep. Let's run the test again. But the meaning, what I wanted to represent is correct here. So this is going to be 1. But here, when we do it, it will give it the correct number of guesses you've taken. No fancy subtracting that the programmer, the caller, or the function needs to do. It is done by the model. And there's lots of this. I mean, all of programming is riddled with -1, +1 because of the zero-based indexing. But when we make a model, we should make it easy on whoever calls it. And it really is making it easier on me. So for the prompt, we have its own number. And for the guess count, we have its own number. And then we can do this. Is the game won? Tell me how many guesses. Maybe print something. If the game is not won, and we're all the way here, we just announce the correct word is in uppercase. And by then we know that it's 6. So, let me go and run this game. First we'll do craze. And see how that goes. Oh no, oh no, we already have a bug. Let's do all the guesses. At least it got the guesses, but it's not drawing, so I clearly made a mistake in the main. I think I forgot to draw it, is what I forgot to do. Yeah, draw a new guess, and I'm passing in previous guess rows. This is interesting. What I have to do is... So draw new guess rows. Let's look at this definition. Draw new guesses needs to be passed an array of guesses. Now, the model has this here. So technically, I don't know if I like this, because now the model has... Oh, I can just do... How do I make this? What I'd like to do is make guesses be completely read-only, but I better, just on the safe side, to just have it be... Yeah. No. See, I want to do something like this. Return guesses. I mean, if I do that, do these tests still work? Let's run them. Yeah, see? Yeah, you attempting to access guesses within its own getter. Ooh. It's saying how to do it. Use self. But now you cannot assign a property. It's a get-only property. So you can see what's happening here. I gotta make the array of guesses public so that I can pass it into the draw function, because that's how I draw it. And what's worse is if I do line mode, drawNewGuess, it's always going to draw, like, it's going to draw 1 through 4. So really tricky. And this is I only know this because I know the implementation, or I'm looking at it. I don't know how much any of this is coming through, but I am comfortable for now making this public like this. You know what? No, why can't I do it? Instead of this, I could say, why can't I do that? And then when I then in the tests, I can do something like this. If I do testAroma, instead of doing guesses.last, I can do, say for example, I can do guesses array last. Let's see what this does. Because I don't want anybody, if I make it public, I don't want anybody to edit it. That's the whole point of a property in object-oriented programming. We the only people to be manipulating this is us. If we make it public, then there's the expectation that it can be manipulated. But with Swift, you can say that it's read-only using this syntax, but you can't do it over here. Let's see. Now it's running the test. Yep, and it failed. Look at that. This is wrong. But the guesses array is right, so at least we have that. For what's returned guessCount, yeah. This test, I should have reran this test. It's supposed to be nextGuessCount. No, prompt. guesses array is good, and then what we'll do is we'll pass guesses array into the calls in main. And so that's good. Now we go in here to main and draw this thing. Previous guess rows. So now we don't need previous guess rows. We have a function just for this. We can get it from the model. Game dot guesses array. Now I'm going to run all these tests just to run them. Because it'll also do a build, and then let's try the test again. All the tests succeeded. Now we'll just run this craze again. The keynote is here. All right. And I'll do aroma. We'll play the cured. You got it in 4 guesses, and you can see guess 4 of 6. So both the guess count and the prompt guess count is correct. And then we can just do one where we don't get it right. We'll exhaust all the guesses, and let's just see that message. Right, wrong, it's aroma. I don't know why I'm cramping up when I say this. Cramp, stamp. The correct word was aroma. So it's good. It's good. So we have a working game. Yeah, let's see what this big commit looks like if we were to do it. Yikes, we got a lot of stuff in there. Today, when I was doing work, and yeah, some people would just say, go ahead and just commit all this. It's one big change. It'd be good to see the changes, so I'll just put in a gitk here, and we'll peek at them using the tool from Git. So in main Swift, alrighty, we are, yeah, oh, I did want to mention this about one to do here. I just want to call everyone's attention to this. Correct word is the argument label. The parameter that we're passing in is correct word, which is the variable. I don't like that the label just happens to be the same, but I don't know if that's something that's acceptable in Swift. I've not read a lot of Swift code, so I haven't seen this in the wild, so it makes me feel funny. What I'll do is I'll just put it into the to-do here. we don't need to worry about that. And yeah, so basically this commit is us doing all of the hard work. We'll do the fancy message at another time, but we basically converted main to use the new model, and here we spent time in the model to we extended the model to provide some properties that were read-only. So we want to represent that, and then we updated the tests. So let me do these commits as follows. Here we can even read these again, reload, and that'll yeah, that'll remove the to-do. Oh wow, did I still have that commit in here? I don't know if everybody saw that. That was the power warning. My goodness. Okay. Yeah. So we got rid of that. I don't mind going through the exercise of making specific commits with specific changes, especially because maybe, again, 10 years from now, when I'm retired, I'll look at this code and I'll look through these commits and think, oh yeah, that's what I did. Or reality though is I'll probably write something new. So what I had in mind was this. Adds read-only properties. That's what was done in here. Then in the tests, hopefully I'll remember what that means, but man, I'll just rewatch this video. And this one is making it use the new model. So we did a lot today. We got to the end. Technically, we're gonna try to make this code work with the, I call it the fancy message. Where is it? Yeah, this thing. The end message. We'll try to make use of the end message. So that's what we'll mess around with tomorrow. It'll be shorter than this session, and then we'll start to ponder maybe some of these to-dos. Maybe we'll look at the dictionary. Really, what I'm interested to do is packaging it in a way that somebody who maybe doesn't want to install Xcode can run this program. I'm curious how that would work and what that would look like. And but we're practically at the end. We'll assess where we're at. Maybe 2 or 3 more of these sessions with Wordle. I really liked implementing this. The fact that we have a backdoor means that we could see things, and the to-dos that we left for ourselves, namely playing the game in a way that matches what you get on the times, would be, it might be interesting to just sketch out some designs. So who knows, maybe this is becoming more like 5 or 6 more sessions. But either way, I'm glad you're here to check it out with me, and hopefully we're getting closer. We're getting closer. We've finished more than we have left remaining. So thank you for checking this out, and we'll catch up with everybody next time.